What's up, everybody? This is Brody, Charlie, and Tudong Dylan from the Talk Punch YouTube channel and podcast, where we talk movies, do lists, rankings, and more, and you are about to listen to the Keeping Up with the Cardassians podcast. Enjoy!
Hey, is what horses eat.
That is true.
Welcome to Keeping Up with the Horses. The Mustangs. Mustang Sally. Ride, Sally, ride.
This is how we're going to... Can we restart?
No, we can't.
Oh.
Welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians. This is Nick.
This is Rob.
Detroit basketball. This is Joe.
Yeah. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians, your favorite podcast that talks all things pop culture. More specifically right now, we're talking Star Trek, The Next Generation. And we're finally finishing season 4. Was it a bore? You're going to find out.
Oh, he's a little rhymer.
You could have said you can find out more.
Yeah.
Season 4, was it a bore? You can find out more.
Yeah.
In the second half of the show.
Stay in tune. Stay in store.
Missed opportunity.
You'd be the worst battle rapper.
Rhyming is a chore.
Good Lord.
You'd be the worst battle rapper. You get 2 lines, you'd rhyme 2 lines, and you'd be like, I quit. Hold on. I can think of a third one. The board.
You're
Keep
a
the beat
whore.
going. Keep the beat going.
Bring my beat back. Bring my beat back.
That is like, I am always so impressed with rappers how quickly they can freestyle, because there is no way I could do that.
Yeah.
My brain does not operate
I would
that
need
fast.
a thesaurus there. Like the second I say a word, like it looking up a rhyme for me. Like the second we do it, I'd just be rhyming like words that are the same words.
Nick, you've rhymed more 8 lines in a row. You've said more.
Yeah, exactly. But the first line was more, as in more food. The second line was Ronald D. Moore. The third line was
Just keep going back and forth.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so the 2 episodes we're going to review in the second half of the episode is In Theory, where Data gets a lava, and she wants to call him
God.
Theta.
Have
And
you been waiting all week to say that?
no, until
He
this
has.
one. And then Redemption,
It is just Redemption, by the way. It is not part
Klingon
1.
Really?
Really?
Oh, I forgot to look at the title
so
card.
excited.
I looked at the title card.
It just says Redemption?
Just Redemption.
So
Son of a-
excited for a Klingon episode.
Shut
No,
up.
I'm excited.
So excited.
I hate Nick.
So excited. I love
Racist.
I love the Klingon episodes.
That's racist.
All
so.
the political intrigue. Wow. Cannot wait.
Okay, I mean,
Way to bury the lead.
Yeah, because nothing of consequence happened in that episode.
I know. There was not like, was it? Come on.
Nothing happened. Nothing. No, well, I'm kidding. We'll talk about that a little bit later. That usually heads up in the second part of the show, which is hopefully around the 35-minute mark. We'll see how good we do today.
Yeah.
But it's in the second half. So if you're waiting for the Star Trek, you'll probably want to fast forward, but you don't want to, because we're going to talk about major important things. I don't know what they are, but we're going to talk about them.
Listen, if we're talking about it, it's major and important.
It is. It is. It is.
You want to know where we should start? Let's
Where?
get it out of the way.
Uh-huh.
Let's check on Minecraft.
That's a good point. Minecraft.
Because I read an article that said it's approaching the $500 million mark worldwide.
Holy
or
shnikey.
600. I think it had surpassed 500.
All right, here we go. The third weekend, it made $44 million, which is still impressive. The odds are this one is in the $460 to $470 million range domestically. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, worldwide it's like
Let me see what the worldwide box is.
worldwide it's gangbusters.
Worldwide box office.
There's no way they thought they were going to get 500.
$600 million.
Okay. There's no way they thought they were going to get close to 500 million domestically for this piece of garbage.
You have not seen it.
I will not see it either.
If you haven't seen it, you can't comment on it. Yeah, that's not true.
I mean, I don't
do
think
that all
I'm
the
going
time.
out on a limb here and saying that it's not high cinema.
No. It's not. It's designed to be disposable. I think, in my opinion,
It's great. Like they just made so much.
it's not
money.
a thinker. It's
definitely not a thinker.
it's not a thinker. It's there.
But I feel like it. Again, I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to see it. But from what I know of it just seems like it fits the Minecraft mold.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like,
kinda
what is Minecraft? Isn't necessarily
It's not meant to be taken seriously, right?
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun. That was me. I was logging in
Okay.
online. Pay no attention to that.
but
Yeah.
yeah. So Minecraft almost. Meanwhile, they make this movie, and they're like, when they're making the movie, they're just thinking this is a paycheck.
Yeah.
This has got to be a
No,
paycheck.
Jack Black, this was cinema.
You're like, "Oh, please, can we just get our money back on this?" And once the memes started, I think they were like, okay, I don't know.
We might have some traction here.
Meanwhile, Disney puts their heart and soul into these live action adaptations, and they crap the bed every time. Oh, it's just.
My thing is, okay, like you said, like the collecting a paycheck thing, I can see that more if the film is a piece of garbage that's meant to be higher cinema or meant to be like for an adult audience. But this is designed to be kids, right? So like it's like when the actors and actresses signed up for Spy Kids the movie, like yeah, they're getting their paycheck, but they know it's not going to be high art, right? They're doing this for.
I guess as I'm not, we're not actors, so I want to know what the thought process. Okay,
Have you seen our Patreon? We are actors.
We are actors.
yeah,
We have
high cinema.
We have film credits, sir. Yeah. Film credits.
I just
The
want to
Non-Visitor
know.
was in one of our videos.
That's true. We
It
have
is.
we have street cred,
Major Kira.
but like okay, I'll take Minecraft and then like the Jumanji movies, the reboots.
Yeah.
When those scripts get passed to Jack Black or The Rock or Jason Momoa, like when they get those scripts, what goes through their head?
Yeah. Are they reading this like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a movie like Minecraft?
Is like
It
is there?
could be.
have to
It could
be
be. Some of them might view it as this could be fun.
Could
Yeah,
be.
that's what I'm saying. Not like just a pay. Oh, it's just a paycheck I'm going in to collect. But it's like, okay, well, this is. I mean, they're going to pay me. They're going to pay me $20 million to make Minecraft. Sure,
Yeah.
they're going to get $15 million to make Jumanji again.
So let's put this in the perspective of other artists, right? Let's like, if you're a painter, is there such thing as like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to paint something so I can make $10 million off this thing. Or
Sell
do you think
out.
everything is,
Sell out.
Or like a musician. You guys, we need a hit. Let's just make a random hit so we can get the money. We're not going to love the song, but we're going to do it anyways. Is that kind of like the equivalent of that? Right?
Probably.
I mean, yeah. Or is it like, or would it be more like you're Picasso and like, let's say we're living right now, Picasso's alive and Little Caesars comes to you and like, we want to commission you to make a painting for the wall of our restaurant. And we want it to be goofy and fun. Like, would that count? Something like that? These boys are having a
No,
conversation.
you sent us earlier. This kind of feeds into something Rob set up for the show or sent us for the show. It was a list of the top 10 actors of all time. And I just want to go through. I want to kind of go through the list. And
Yeah.
two, I want to see if there were any. What's the closest movie that any of these actors have
For collecting a paycheck?
that closely represents like
I got to find that.
one of them picking the Minecraft? Because to me, I get what you're saying, but to me, it's like a star athlete signing a contract for more money somewhere else instead of chasing a ring.
Oh, like
Or
when
like-
they know they're not going to win and they're like, yeah, I'm going here to win championships. It's like, no, you're not, man.
Yeah.
You got paid X amount of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name from Cleveland? It's not about money. It's
Oh,
about
Myles
championships.
Garrett.
And then he signs a $40 million a year.
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Samuel
this
L.
was
Jackson is not one of the top actors.
this was wasted. This is wasted.
But he's made a
on-
lot of collecting a paycheck movies.
was this Facebook or no? This is
Instagram.
Instagram. This is a fan-driven ranking on the top10s.com
Okay.
of the 10 best actors of all time.
Okay.
At number 10,
Yeah.
we have Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, he's made a lot of collecting paycheck movies, like
He-
Snakes on a
Yes, he
Plane.
has.
Yes,
Come
he
on,
has.
baby.
Yes, he
All
has.
right. Yeah.
Number 9, I don't think he would ever do this. Daniel Day-Lewis.
He has never
Oh, he
collected
would-
a
He is
paycheck in his life.
he is possibly the most serious actor of all time. Do you,
Let me
like,
look at his movie. Like, there is not, and all of his movies are serious too. I
they're
think.
dead serious.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he retired.
There will be blood.
I
a great-
drink your milkshake. I drink it up. I love that. That is like
know.
one of the best lines. I don't know if you've seen it, Rob, but it is good. I know he
Yeah.
has, but
No thanks.
I take my straw goes over in your lap. Oh gosh.
All right. While he's pulling up Daniel Day-Lewis, he was at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman has made some crappy collecting paycheck movies.
You think so?
Let's see. Let me pull.
Deep Impact, wasn't he that?
Can you call that a?
See, I'm thinking
like-
things that we know are going to be
Now
like
you
right out of the gate.
The Now You See Me movies? Like
People love those movies though.
yeah, but they made like 4 of them. Or they're
Wasn't
on the
he
third
in
one.
wasn't there like an old person's movie? They were like a
Yes, yes.
Oh, I forget the name
With
of it.
another actor.
Yeah,
They were
well, there was, like,
retired guys.
3 or 4 older.
The Bucket List with him,
Okay.
Jack Nicholson, and him.
People love that movie.
That
too.
was a good movie.
Yeah.
Wanted. I mean, like they're good movies, but they're kind of paycheck movies.
Okay.
Wait, here's one called The Big Bounce. I never heard of that
He
one.
was in a movie. It was called Batman Begins.
Yeah, that's a garbage film.
The Dark Knight
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
That's the guy that died. The one guy died.
and The Dark Knight Rises.
The story of Easter.
Yes.
He's made okay. I don't know if he's necessarily made a collecting a paycheck one, but he's made some crappy ones that clearly weren't ever going to be anything big.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
To
What,
me,
does
I
he
don't
have
think.
a Minecraft?
To me, I don't think it's the Minecraft or Jumanji level like that, but
He made a movie called The Magic of Belle Isle.
Really.
is it about Belle Isle, Michigan?
I don't think so. It's not about Belle Isle.
Okay. All
Well, that's crap.
right. So it's Morgan Freeman at 8, 7 Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
I don't believe he made any.
I think though he's said that there are some movies that he made just to get money, like in interviews, like he's fully admitted it.
But is there a Minecraft on his resume?
There's a
I'm
super.
going to ask that every time.
Too bad he's not in Superman 3 because I'd say yeah, there is.
Number 6, Al Pacino.
He's made some. Wasn't he in an Adam Sandler movie?
Him and De Niro's later careers have been kind of weird.
Yeah, they
I like Pacino.
yeah.
But I do think he's overrated.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying by a lot, but I do think he's a little overrated. And I,
mean,
do
he's
like him a lot.
He's 6. I mean, he's not top 5.
He's one of my favorites. Devil's Advocate.
Dick
I
Tracy.
love that movie.
He was in Dick Tracy.
Yeah, but Dick Tracy. See, Dick Tracy was a good movie.
No, it wasn't.
At the time, it was pretty awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You were 3
review
years old.
bomb. It was garbage. Critics hated it.
Okay, so we're gonna use critics.
That has to count somehow.
I think.
Did you see Dick Tracy?
Dude, if we're talking about critics hated it.
Hold on. Did you see Dick Tracy?
Yes.
When?
Minecraft the movie. Did critics love it? Not really.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think he saw Dick Tracy the movie, by the way.
I don't think he did either.
I think he's just
Yeah.
I've never lied.
I would like a
about
forensic
movies
accountant
I have
to.
not or have seen.
I would like a forensic accountant to
am
comb
the one
through
who
all of your
fully
movie
admits
viewing
I've
history.
never seen
I don't think
Karate
he-
Kid
I don't
all the
think
way
he has.
through. I fully will admit it.
All right, number 5, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't think he's gone
I
in
don't-
any movie thinking
Not in
paycheck.
adulthood.
Oh,
I don't think, and even in childhood, I don't think adolescence he
Growing Pains. He was fantastic.
was good in Growing Pains.
Let's see. Critters 3. He was in that. Poison Ivy. He was in that. The Boy's Life. What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Poison Ivy were like those Skinamax films, weren't
Basketball Diaries. The Quick and the Dead. Total Eclipse. Romeo and Juliet. Marvin's Room. Titanic.
All right,
Yeah. Okay.
number 4, you might have a case.
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
they? What is he doing on this list?
Yeah. First of all, why is he? There's no there's no way he's a top 5 actor of all time.
No.
Of all time, no.
He's got some good movies,
Yes.
but as an actor,
He has a lot of
top 5,
shit.
no.
He has a lot of crap. He has more crap than he does good movies, I think.
Yes.
Look at you, Secret Window.
All right, I'm just gonna number 3.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Again, I think he's overrated.
What?
In my opinion.
Jesus Christ,
He is
who's on
not
your list?
overrated. Jack Nicholson is one of the greatest.
Okay.
I-
didn't
you
say
know
he
who-
wasn't but number
Okay,
3?
you know who I would put on this list?
Denzel
Somewhere.
Washington.
Yes, there's 2 people I'd put on this list, and I'd take off Numbnuts. We just
So yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp
Why is-
and
Milkshake.
Sorry.
And I have a milkshake. And I have a straw. There it is. That's a straw, you see. Watching.
What?
this is Daniel Day-Lewis'
My
There Will Be
straw
Blood.
Oh,
reaches across.
I thought he was gonna be more timely and put a few good men.
And starts to drink
Nope.
your milkshake.
Nope. Nope. I wanted to hear this.
I drink your milkshake.
Does it,
I drink it up. Don't bully me, Daniel.
Don't bully me, Daniel. Kills the guy with the bowling ball to the head. Amazing. Sorry.
Daniel Day-Lewis was 8 or 9, and we're on 3 now. So just at some point we're gonna get it. At some point during our review of
Yeah,
the
Star
episodes, we're
Trek.
gonna get
you can't handle the truth.
Jack. I would put Denzel Washington on this list. Well, let's finish the list. Number 2, Robert De Niro.
I would have Pacino over De Niro, I think. I think.
Oh
think-
no, I would have De Niro over.
I'd have to
Pacino.
think about it more. I don't know.
I think the closest thing he got was probably like Meet the Parents or Meet the Fockers.
Yes. Ronan wasn't awful for like just
No, but those
like
are those are made as a
Yeah.
That was a serious movie. It might have flopped. And number 1, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks has made some stinkers. Especially lately.
Hold on.
Is this from the beginning of the show that he's playing a clip?
Movies were so
I'm
slow.
standing here. You make the move. You make the move. It's your move.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Sorry, I didn't get it in time, but you get the point.
So
I tried.
There's two gentlemen I would have on here. One, Denzel Washington absolutely belongs on this list.
Yes, I agree.
There's no way.
He makes even bad movies good.
There's no way you can tell me Johnny Depp is a better actor than Denzel Washington.
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, let's think about it. Denzel Washington has been up for many awards.
And I would also
right?
put Christian Bale above
Johnny Depp, yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Well, Johnny Depp, my question, Johnny Depp, is like when I look at actors, I think range. When I think of best actors, I think range. What's their range? I don't care what movies they've been in, but do they act? Because George Clooney has been acclaimed as the best actor.
No, he's
as a
George
good actor.
Clooney in
He's George
everything.
Clooney in every single movie, but he gets all this acclaim for being a fantastic.
So
author.
are you saying Johnny Depp doesn't have range?
That's my question. My
Yeah.
question is, does
I
he have
think
range?
he has absolute range.
I do too.
I
I
think
think
you
he-
could argue
here's the
he's
thing.
not one of the best actors, but I don't think you can argue he has range.
I think he had range.
Yeah,
And now
if
he's Captain
that's
Jack
the thing.
Sparrow.
If you look at his early career, they were fairly serious roles for the most part. I mean, he had some bangers in a row: Benny and June, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Ed Wood,
Ed Wood is so good.
Donnie Brasco, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Like he was knocking him out of the park, and then came
We haven't even mentioned Edward Scissorhands.
yeah, exactly. And then came The Ninth Gate, The Astronaut's Wife, Sleepy Hollow. Like he did like 3 really bad
Honestly,
ones.
I didn't mind Sleepy
I didn't
Hollow.
mind Sleepy Hollow.
It's not bad, but it's definitely not a highlight of his career either.
Astronaut's Wife, I think.
It was garbage.
I think the movie was garbage, but
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with the
And then he
material.
did Blow. Blow was the last
Blow was
one
good.
of his I really, really enjoyed. And then he did Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then he was
Secret
Captain
Window.
Jack Sparrow forever.
Let's see. So he did Pirates of the Caribbean like in 2000 from 2003 to 2000. Wow, holy
2003
crap.
to 2000
He
now.
was acting nonstop because he did Pirates of the Caribbean, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Secret Window, some movie
Once
called
Upon a Time
Happily
in
Ever
Mexico.
After, Finding Neverland, The Libertine, Charlie and the Chocolate
Do you remember
Factory,
in 21 Jump Street? Those are the good old days.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Sweeney Todd.
Listen, I didn't say he was a garbage actor.
but not top 10.
Not top 10, and certainly not top 5.
No.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not. What was number one?
Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll take it.
You really think Tom Hanks is the greatest actor of all time?
Not of all time.
I disagree. I love Tom Hanks.
I think he would be top 10. I don't think he would be number 1.
Yeah, but
Does he have a range?
I'm looking at this subjectively based on the list.
I'd say Tom Hanks has range. I don't think he has. I don't think it's like he's the number 1 actor with the most range.
Yeah.
But I think he has range.
He is,
for me,
up until
Tom Hanks likes to play.
The
He
good
likes
guy.
to play but he likes to play real people.
Sure.
And he doesn't like to play the villain either, for the most part, except for in Road to Perdition. I think he was.
Road to Perdition wasn't really the villain. He was the anti-hero. He was the lead.
Yeah.
Road to Perdition was great.
Which kind
Yes.
of what I mean is like he's not a good at heart character. He's not really a good at heart in Road to Perdition.
I have to watch it again.
I can't remember. I could be wrong.
But I think I think honestly,
Tom Hanks has had some stinkers lately, though. Pinocchio, looking at you.
Yeah, but he's trying.
Denzel should be like.
Denzel should be on the list, first of all. I got some names.
I think Denzel's better than Samuel L. Jackson
All right.
for sure.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Real quickly,
So-
you were both ignoring me when we were going through this list, and
happens.
they mentioned Tom Hanks as number one. I said subjectively, though, comparatively on this list, I can see how he can be ranked number one with this list. If you have this list with Johnny Depp on it in the top 10, then Tom Hanks is obviously number one.
Well, yeah, if-
like that's
You're
the
grading on a
I get it.
curve.
yeah.
All right, I got some names I'm going to throw out there. Should they be on the list?
No,
Let's see here. Frances McDormand,
no,
No.
Meryl Streep.
yes.
But this, I'm assuming that this was a male actors list only because it was said.
I'm throwing in some names.
It had
I think
actors.
yeah, I think it would.
If we
was
did
actors, but
Yeah, but I mean, if we did top 10 actresses of all time, I think Meryl Streep would be top 2 or 3.
I would agree.
exactly.
All right, so let's stick to males since you guys are
Laurence
sexist.
Olivier was a big name back
Anthony
in the day.
Hopkins.
No.
No, I don't think so because he's done some stink.
Top 10? No.
Humphrey Bogart, James Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. I can't
No.
do a Jimmy
No,
Stewart.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
It's hard for me to say yes to some of these like classic actors.
Because movies were so different back then.
They were very different. There was no
Sidney Poitier.
yeah.
I think we got a case.
Yeah.
I think we have an argument here.
Yeah. Is he better than Denzel?
Denzel Washington.
He's certainly better than
Again, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Is he better than where's that list?
I think Johnny Depp's the most egregious one on there.
On that list, yes. On that list, for sure. All the other ones.
I think he's better than Brando.
Yeah, he's definitely
Better than Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I think Sidney Poitier is better than Brando.
I'll pick 2 more names off this list.
Okay,
Let's
yeah,
see
then
here.
we should move on to the next
Yes.
topic.
Ooh, go to Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
No.
No.
Remember we went through his
could have been,
filmography once?
but I think he also lost some of his range. I think he lost something in there at some point.
He had like a 10-year run where he was untouchable,
Yes.
but he played kind of the same character
Yeah.
between like Jack Ryan and the president.
So we got Tom Cruise down here on this other list.
He
I pulled
is
up.
not in-
No, he's not. Let me finish, motherfucker. Damn. He's not. But I think
Boys.
Right
I
around,
just know how you feel about Tom Cruise, and I was just waiting for
no,
it. Like,
I don't feel about.
if you could make love to Tom Cruise, you would make love to this man.
You're overstretching.
I
No,
believe
I'm
in you.
not.
I believe in you. I think you could.
Thank you.
I
No,
think you
but I'm
can pull
saying,
Tom Cruise.
I believe in you.
I think up until like A Few Good Men, he had that possibility, but then he lost it too. There's a point where it just stopped for him. I think it might have been Mission Impossible 1, where he lost something.
maybe,
I-
maybe
I-
it's more. Maybe he didn't lose it, but maybe he decided, I really enjoy this sort of film.
Oh, that's true.
You know, I think that's possible, right? When we're talking about range, sometimes they could be like, look, I can do this. I just don't enjoy filming this. And I'm not going to do something I don't enjoy.
He needs more Len Grossman roles.
I think mine's a little bit weirder, but I think the Oprah moment from then on, like it opened up his personal life,
the
and
couch
everybody
thing?
was so into the fact that he was a Scientologist or is a Scientologist, and then that became part of his identity. Like,
Sure.
because before that, I didn't know anything about his personal life, really.
Just that he was Nicole Kidman.
So
Yeah, but I mean, I knew who he dated, but I didn't know religion. I didn't know I didn't know any of that shit.
Sure.
But
It does line up with the couch thing, because here's the thing: 96 was Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah.
But after that, he did Jerry Maguire,
Great movie.
Eyes Wide Shut, Magnolia, Vanilla Sky, all 4 very serious roles, right? And now, so we're in the 2001. I think that's right around the time of the couch jumping.
I think
I'm
it
correct.
was. It was
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Then we get into Minority Report, The Last Samurai, Collateral, War of the Worlds, Mission Impossible 3, Tropic Thunder, Valkyrie, Night and Day, Mission Impossible, Jack Reacher, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow,
Hey, he
Mission
was great in
Impossible,
Tropic
Jack
Thunder.
Reacher, The Mummy. So, but
Listen, hold on.
notice the change there.
Yeah.
We went from serious movies.
There's some good movies in there,
Yes,
though.
there's some
I'm not
bangers
saying
in
they're
there.
not good, but I'm saying when you're talking about range,
Yeah.
Yes.
we're no longer whereas
It's
bef-
action,
right
it's
before-
action,
yeah.
action.
And maybe that's to Nick's point. Maybe that's when he's like, "I'd rather do this because it's more fun." or
Although you
something
can't
I
put
enjoy.
Tropic Thunder in there. That
That was first
that's
of all
a fantastic
that
role for him.
That should have been an Oscar winner.
But
right there.
he's only in it, what, 5 to 10 minutes?
He
tops?
only-
What the impression he made was,
Yeah.
though. Come on
All
now.
right, 05 is the couch jumping.
Okay.
Okay, so
So maybe that doesn't necessarily line up.
okay, so one more. If you're gonna pick one more, I would down right there. Nope. Yep.
Robin Williams, he had range.
Yeah, he did.
He had really good range. You had some other good ones in there. Alan Arkin was a great actor.
Fantastic.
Dustin Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman, I think is underrated.
I think he is too. I think Kevin Spacey is a really good actor too.
Well, he is.
He's a scumbag, but he's
Well, it's like
a good
Mel
actor.
Gibson is a great actor, but he's a little crazy.
a little crazy.
I'd be nice.
He's a lot crazy, and he's got a gun again.
Clint Eastwood.
No, no range. Plays the same character,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
and his character is based off being a racist white man. Like literally his whole career.
Hey,
I wonder if art imitates life.
I don't know. I don't think I really know that much about Clint Eastwood's personal politics.
He's
Yeah,
he's
he
right
was
wing.
hard. He was on the stage for Donald Trump in 2016 talking to the empty chair. Do you remember that? Like where he gave a speech to an empty
Yeah.
chair or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, just kind of like
Yeah.
high concept thing.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I look up Clint Eastwood empty chair, it was at the 2012 Republican National Convention.
Oof.
And he's just literally talking to an empty chair.
He's a big gun guy.
Okay, hold on. I can almost forgive that. It's 2012.
2012 was different. That was
Still Tea Party era.
that was Obama and,
Yeah.
and that's when Tea Party became a thing. That was the rise. That was really the rise.
That
of
was
MAGA
2012.
right there.
that was the
Romney?
foundation for MAGA.
Mitt Romney wasn't bad.
Mitt Romney wasn't bad, but the Republican Party was already swinging big time.
That's
at
why
that point.
I'm surprised he got nominated. Although I wasn't a big Mitt Romney fan back
MAGA
then,
was
but
in
I am
its
now.
larvae stage.
Yeah, he wouldn't. There's no way he would get elected today with this party. Anyways, we need to move on to the next topic, and then we need to move on to Star Trek.
We also have some listener feedback Joe's going to do.
Well, yeah, that doesn't count as a topic, though.
Okay, we have focused a lot on Star Trek. So Strange New Worlds, June 14th premiere.
Ooh, I like it. It's close to my birthday.
There you go. They're giving it to you for your birthday.
They always know what
Man.
It's like I don't even have to make a birthday list.
You should watch season 2 though.
The trailer for it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it did.
I was pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for Strange New Worlds this year.
I'm pretty pumped for it too. And then it's other things we can talk about. I got one more list I want to go over. Maybe we should save that.
Wasn't
Let's take
Melissa
longer.
Navia on our cruise?
Yes,
I never
the
saw
first
her.
the first part of it.
I was going to say I never saw her.
Did she depart after a certain?
Yeah.
Okay.
After like
Yeah,
40,
her
oh
and-
yeah, because she went to filming.
Cecilia Rose Gooding had to fly away and do filming.
What's her name? Jerry Ryan left too. She
Yeah,
didn't.
she left.
I
And
don't think she was a
and
big
then-
fan of not the cruise itself, but the ship
She
aspect.
is not. She's not.
Yeah, she said that she's not comfortable being on the open
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
I get it.
Have you guys heard of Sinners, the movie?
Yes.
So
Well, Michael B. Jordan.
yes, Ryan
Oh, and
Coogler-
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I've been programmed when a movie comes out to look for it on streaming, unless it's like the big Marvel movie or DC movie or something like of that effect. I've been programmed to look for that on streaming. So I was looking on Hulu, I was looking on Netflix. I'm like, where's this movie at? Apparently, it's in the theater.
Yeah. It's
In the theaters, numbnut. What do you?
So I may have to try to go see
Michael
that.
B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld. It looks really
I've
good.
heard really good things.
Looks
and-
like a vampire movie.
oh, nice. So
Yeah.
I'm really curious. So I might go try to sneak out and see that this week.
I might want to see it too, so we might need to talk about that.
Okay.
Because I do want to see that one.
But my point, more so about Sinners, was even I'm now programmed to try to, where's it on streaming? It's probably going to be shit because it's on streaming, but where's it on streaming?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's 100% went straight to the streaming websites to try to find it. And then I'm like, where is it?
I do get the ads on my Xbox. The ads pop up and they're like, sinners, see this now. And I'm like, and so you click on it and you're
Weird.
like,
I don't get ads on the PlayStation. It's weird.
It's like Apple and Android.
Yeah, true.
it's so funny. You talk so much shit, but I play way more on the Xbox than you ever will play on your PlayStation.
Yes, you do. Because I don't know. Good for you, first of all.
So
I'm jealous.
You talk garbage for someone who spends 20 minutes a week using the actual device, if that.
I couldn't tell you the last time I held a PlayStation controller in my hand.
But I just know. Actually, I had my PlayStation on it earlier, and there was no ads when it popped up, though. It was weird. It's
I
like,
thought they do ads as well on PS5.
no, sir. Not today.
I'm gonna see if I can
When
call you out.
was it? Whew, I don't remember.
And real quick, Joe, this one's more for you. There is.
I'm here. I'm all ears.
Oh my gosh. It does have ads on their dashboard, you jerk.
Not on mine. I had it on earlier today. No ads.
I just looked it up.
It looks up screenshots on the internet.
I know.
It doesn't go to the.
Yeah. Sorry if I turned my PlayStation on and there's no ads.
Gosh.
None. So back in the 80s, there was a little cartoon called G.I. Joe. And in
I've heard of that.
in one of the episodes, the Dreadnoks, which were part of the evil force named Cobra, had to form a band because their music was going to hypnotize everybody into following Cobra.
Hell yeah.
Well, a band has now decided to release an album as Cold Slither. So, let's see here if I could find it. I was more prepared earlier. So yeah,
Cold Slither was the name of the band.
Name of the band
in the episode.
So a heavy metal band is actually coming up and forming this band and releasing an entire album. And they just they re-recorded the title track from the episode, and now is going to be released.
What
As
it's
a
called
band.
Cold Silver?
Cold Slither.
Slither.
Sorry.
Code
Cold.
Slither.
Like brr, it's cold outside.
And slither, as
like
in-
snakes, like Cobra.
Cold Slither, the artist. I found it.
You gonna?
Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Now, does anybody in the band have any association with the group that made the music for the episode?
I just found it this morning, so I haven't got that
Okay.
far into it yet.
Okay.
But I was.
Or is it just a band that got together? That's
First of all-
cute. That's cool.
This is pretty cool. So I'm in. So I thought you might appreciate that little story.
I do.
And we have a few nerds that might appreciate it on the podcast as well.
It reminds me of like the heavy metal version of our friend of the show, Word Burglar, in a way.
Yeah. Yep.
Even though, I mean, he has more than just G.I. Joe, but he has a whole concept album. And
And it's really good.
yeah.
Welcome to Cobra Island if you are G.I. Joe aficionado.
Word Burglar. Welcome to Cobra Island.
You know, if we weren't at 33 minutes, I'd want to talk about Daredevil, but we're past that point. And
Fire
the
it up.
Fantastic Four trail. No. We got to move on. Maybe we can talk about Daredevil next week. Let's put that on the agenda for next
I
week.
had it on the agenda for this week.
Well,
Let's not do Star Trek this week. Let's wait that next week for that.
no, we got to do
One
some
episode of Star Trek.
But before we do Star Trek,
Open hailing frequencies.
Frequencies open.
all right, open those frequencies, baby.
Do we get?
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
I love that song. Should we start with our newest?
What do you want to do?
We got. Did we get a voice message, or did we get? Oh
It was
no,
a text
text.
message.
Yeah.
The text message.
It's like 3 of them.
Yeah, we got from a new.
And I'll do the YouTube comments. You do those. I'll do
Yeah.
the YouTube comments.
We got this a text from a new text from a listener. Says you guys talked about commercials, and it reminded me of this old commercial for the Detroit Zoo from the early '80s. It was kind of national in a roundabout way. It became hugely popular, and other zoos around the country copy and pasted it. They replaced the Detroit Zoo with their zoo name and left everything else as is.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
It was created by a Southfield ad agency, and they won a big national award for it. To this day, when someone makes a mistake, I'm tempted to say, "Nice going, Melvin."
Nice.
Attention, the Detroit Zoo will
I remember this commercial.
5 minutes, please. Just 5
I
minutes.
remember this.
My lines. I can't remember my lines. My makeup.
I remember this too.
Yeah.
How do I look? Seriously, how do I look?
And you're right, they did.
Bill.
Give me a little kiss before.
That was from listener Bill.
Good poll, Bill.
Guys, this way. Wrong way, guys. Nice going, Melvin.
Who was it?
Listener Bill.
Bill from
Bill.
Trek Theology.
I know, Bill.
He sent a postscript that said, "I should add that I've heard it was copy and pasted. That could be an urban legend or Detroit propaganda, but
Could be, but I don't know. But
I do remember that commercial. Oh my god, I haven't. I think I sent Rob a couple videos from on YouTube for old commercials. Like one of them is like an hour long. It's just you can cut.
I started it. I did not finish it. That's for
No.
sure.
it was used nationally. It was so popular that other people requested it nationally.
Bill knows his shit.
Yep. All right. Other feedback.
Where were you? You had feedback from
Oh
someone?
yeah. I can go to
Just
our
on
comment.
YouTube.
We had some YouTube comments
Okay.
on there. You got some defense from Annette. She said, "Joe, thank you for defending Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Garbage.
It was and is a different animal. When it played in the 80s on Saturday nights, the theater would give you a bag of props, toast, a kazoo, newspaper to put over your head in the rain, and live actors in costume.
Wow.
Minecraft, please." And then she said, "If
So
nothing."
Annette and I are back on speaking
Yep.
terms.
And she said, "If nothing else, sing along the Big Red theme song with you guys. Stay close a little longer with Big Red. That Big Red
We're doing this
freshness
again.
lasts right through. Your fresh breath goes on
We
and
need a
on
producer.
while you chew it so."
Next comment.
Okay, next comment. So, and Brody does have a good point here. He says we talk about our unhealthy obsession with pizza, and we haven't talked pizza in a while. So we need to.
Well,
we need next episode or something. We need to talk some pizza.
And we
again.
did talk about a pizza tour of Detroit. So we're
Yes,
going
we
to go to
did.
different
We're
locations.
Yes.
And we can film on the go.
And he also said all of these extinct animals look delicious. So those are
That's
the two.
great.
Those are the two quotes I'm bringing up from him in his. He posts a lot of comments and they're all great and we love them, but we can't.
That's
read them
one
all.
thing we didn't talk about is if you're bringing back all of these extinct animals and you're
Which one
bringing,
do you want to eat?
yeah, what do they taste like?
That's true. Chicken. All of them.
No,
the-
some of them got to taste.
Some
like
of them got to taste good, like
steak
a
or like
dodo would be good. I bet.
gotta be- I'm sure they taste a little gamey.
Yeah, well, like what would a dinosaur taste like? Probably like gator, right?
Probably.
Gator meat or like
Do you how do you pronounce that?
dinosaur.
Yeah,
Did you do that on purpose?
It's from Jurassic Park. It's a baby dinosaur. You don't remember that part?
No. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Would you be kind of just send a reminder out there about this?
About what do you mean this?
This on my screen
This as in Star Trek Jeopardy?
that comes out after this
okay.
Friday.
April 25th.
Yes.
I was almost at August 25th. April 25th on our YouTube channel is the first installment of Star Trek Jeopardy, hosted by Mr. Rob.
Yep. So I'll do the first 2 episodes, and then I'll try to recruit one of these guys to do another 2.
Mm-hmm.
We may have a special guest for the second episode.
Okay.
I just got to make sure that she follows up with me.
Ooh, cat's out of the bag. It's a lady.
Yeah. So this Friday, we're hoping that it gets some views. So go ahead and tell some friends, share it if you like it, comment, just blow it up for us. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
we would appreciate it.
Blow it.
It
up
sounds
for
like
us.
it sounds like it's on people's radar already. People are waiting
Yeah?
for it. Yep.
Okay. I have not heard that, so I like hearing that.
There's from Patreon. I think there's everybody on Patreon is excited for.
I tried to link that to Patreon, so just how we used to do like the other videos we've done, but because it's set as a premiere in YouTube, it won't let them watch it early.
okay.
I'm like, damn it.
So this episode comes out Monday the 21st.
Yep.
So this coming Friday, the 25th, Star Trek Jeopardy.
At midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Be there.
If you ever
or
have
be
any
square.
suggestions for comments or for questions or categories, throw that crap in there too in the comments.
DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code.
And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
Baby dinosaur. It's from Jurassic Park, man. The little commercial that they make them watch, or a
I have
cartoon.
a suggestion.
You have a suggestion, okay? And it's going to be insulting to me. Go
No,
ahead.
could this? Because I'm thinking of Star Trek Jeopardy. This is awesome. Is there a possible way for us to do Star Trek Wheel of Fortune?
I would need
With contestants.
help on that. But yes, I think there
We could do
is.
contestants. We could do it by
Actually,
Zoom.
Brody, if you're listening, you do some things on your broadcast, which is Talk Punch, where you have a lot of interaction with your material. Like when you sort things, I might need you to reach out to me, and we can probably do something like that.
That would
That would be fun.
That would not
We
be
have,
hard.
like,
we could do it.
Famous phrases and
Yeah,
I think we could do our own little.
it's the board that I would have the spinny.
Yeah.
I'd have the most trouble with, but we could figure it out.
Oh, that would be easy.
Well, then you can help me then.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, can we move on now?
Just do old game shows like it.
Sure. Yes. $100,000 pyramid.
Yeah, not right.
Star Trek edition.
I love how I try to keep us on track.
Family Feud. Star
And
Trek
we're
edition.
at 41 minutes now. Like,
Hey,
But it's good.
no, it's not.
If the show is without you constantly barraging us about the time, the show is flowing in its natural state.
Which is not a good thing sometimes.
I feel like the show has flowed very well. We had a long form discussion about the top 10 actors
We're
of
in a
all
fight.
time.
We're in a fight. We're in a fight.
Just do your maybe if you cut your summaries down from 18 minutes each.
Cash me outside, baby. How about that? How about
If
that?
we're looking to trim the fat, I think we should start at the summaries.
Why'd you have to mention fat?
I just meant like the steak, not your size.
All right. In Theory. We got 2 episodes today. In Theory and Redemption.
I sent you a very good summation of In Theory. We want to play it?
oh, did you?
The really
Yes.
good summation of In Theory.
Yes, it's
miss
about 20 seconds long.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Oh, that's right.
Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, "Wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die. And all our dreams come true the instant that we have them." And Eve said, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is it?"
How good was
There we
Bill
go.
Hicks?
Data's in love, baby. Jenna's in love with Data because she needs a rebound man, and she is a stalker. She is on him, and Data's trying his best, but you know what? He got no emotions, boo. And she keeps working on him, and then finally she realizes, wait, I need someone who actually feels something for me. End of relationship. Meanwhile, no, you got to do the plot B, don't you?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, parts of the ship are disappearing because they're in a nebula, and they decide to leave the nebula.
It's funny to read Ronald D. Moore's.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ronald D. Moore's comments.
No,
about,
you can't spend this time yelling at me about the length of my reviews, and
It was
I
him.
give you,
It was him.
I give you the
I was
best 10
thinking it.
seconds of your life,
Where have I heard that before?
and you just. I need a thank you, ma'am.
He did say thank you.
I said thank you.
He did say thank
I
you.
need it sincere.
Thank
I feel like I'm not
I
being
need you to
taken
look
seriously.
me in the eyes and say thank you.
Nicholas,
Yes,
thank you.
you're welcome.
That was succinct and well described.
Thank you.
And now, if we can, I would like to move on to the review of this
We can.
episode.
Thank you. Yeah, we could have actually done that sooner, but I appreciate the thank you.
It's fun to read Ronald D. Moore's comments on this episode because he's like, I had fun with the A story, but they made me throw in the B story and the stupid. He called it with some stupid subspace anomaly. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty good.
You know,
I mean, the B story was dumb. It was like, something's happening with our ship because where we are. Let's leave this place.
and let's put Picard in a ship to make it happen, and he almost dies, and we have to beam him out, right? Like
Yeah.
that's. I mean,
Something's up if that has to be done by Picard and Picard only.
Yeah. It's a bit of a-
If you would, because he was
there's
like,
a better pilot on the ship.
yeah, he was like, I only trust it if it's done by me.
you know,
I'm the only one who can do this.
yeah, I'm the only one who can save us. There's a couple things about the B. Let's start with the B plot.
Yes.
Just get this out of the way
Sure.
as quick as possible. The one officer stuck in the floor was pretty awesome.
That was funny.
Like, what a way to go, man.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, that would be a terrible way to
That
die.
wasn't a bad model either.
Not at all.
No. The interesting thing about it, like thinking about this model where she was completely frozen in the floor, wouldn't her body still flop over? Like her head would flop down, right?
Her head would.
Yeah, and her fingers, like, because her fingers were curled up and her head was like that. You know, you would expect it to be a little different.
You would expect to. I mean, like,
but I mean, we're talking about phasing through matter, so you know.
yeah.
Whatever.
So maybe the phasing through matter stiffened her body.
Yeah,
up.
I
Give her a stiffy.
I didn't really remember this episode well, so like at first when Spot got out of there, I'm like, psychotic woman is going into his room without his permission. Like that's initially what I had thought for this episode. I
did
forgot
too.
about the phasing through things and what. The one thing I missed, Picard. They found something under his desk, right? What was it?
That was his computer and stuff he had on his desk.
Okay, and then it was under his desk.
It's under his desk, broken.
Okay. And then Worf came in and they're like, what's going on? And he's like, don't ask or something like that.
Well, maybe Picard thought he was going crazy.
I don't know. I don't know. It was.
The B plot was left much to be desired.
Yes.
You know what's interesting, though, about that B plot? I think they could have found a way to work it into the A plot. And like a little bit later when Data gets in the fight with Jenna, like they could have worked that in, like something about the Nebula was messing with his positronics and made him start yelling and screaming at her. Like that could have been interesting, right? Like
It did seem kind of out of place.
yeah, even though it was in program, he doesn't show emotion.
Right.
So like when he's faking it, like it didn't feel fake actually at some points. It felt a little real when he was starting to yell at her when he screamed at her.
Data's a great actor. He's done Shakespeare. Now he's doing Domestic Life.
No, he's doing domestic violence. Holy cow, that was going to get violent for a minute there. That I do think
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, I do think
You're not my mother.
You're not my mother.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, he went to that quick. You got to save that for nuclear situations, right? When you want to burn the house to the ground.
I think that set the world record for quickest fight and resolution.
Yes.
Well, quickest fight, and then she's like, "I'm out." Like she decided at that point she was out of that
crazy.
relationship. But even so, with that B plot, what do you think could have made it more interesting, or was it just? Does it not fit the episode? Or?
I don't think it fit the episode at all.
I think the thing that could benefit the B plot would be if it were an A plot and got a little bit more time and resources to kind of spread its wings a little.
That's a good point. I agree.
I don't think it really something like that, which they've done. They've done like, moving through timelines and things like that. These sort of mystery episodes.
Yeah.
They've done them multiple times this season already.
Yeah.
With varying results. So I think that's what they should have done. It should have just been something that's, fleshed out a little more into an A or, like a co-main plot.
Yeah.
Or an A plot. Like as a B plot, it's just you can't really condense it.
Yeah.
And have it be, I don't know, intriguing or anything like that.
I think the only way that I can forgive this plot is if they didn't do that scene where they had Picard in the shuttle.
Yeah.
Like if they just would have been like, well, we got to leave here. Because then it would be like, well, this is a day in the life on the Enterprise. Weird crap happens.
Yeah.
And we just got to work our way through it. Unless they really just ran out of time. Like they're like, I don't know what's going to fill the rest of the time. So.
Having the shuttle in front of the ship that kind of steer the things makes sense.
They do that in Voyager
but
too.
Picard, that makes less sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna send the captain of your ship.
Yeah, how did Worf not go? Not today, Satan.
Well, and just like even the argument with Riker at that point, where he's like, I'm due to keep you safe, and he's like, nah, this is mine. I'm gonna do this. Now I know I don't know if it's been explored yet, but we do know that Picard is an incredible pilot.
Yes,
that's part of the thing about his character, like an absolutely amazing pilot. But even so, there's no really good pilots on your ship where you have to have the captain go. Like you have
nobody like Picard.
You have a crew.
Come on.
You have a crew of 1,000 people And you're saying you're the only one who can do it?
Yeah, there's going to be
We have some issues here.
We have some Who's flying the ship usually? Maybe they should fly the shuttlecraft.
Well, who is flying the ship?
It was Ensign Reel or something like that.
Yeah, it's not because Data's on the con.
Yeah.
And then next season is a different character.
Yeah, just random people at con.
Until
Data's
next
at
year.
Ops.
Yeah, until next year. Then it's not a random person. But yeah, I it's a weird B story.
Yes.
To say the least. Can you chalk that up a little bit, you think, to this being Patrick Stewart's first episode he's ever directed, or the first thing he's ever directed?
I mean, it could be a lot of that.
Because this was.
But even Ronald, I mean, just look at Ronald D. Moore's comment there.
Yeah.
He had to throw this stupid plot in. So you could tell that maybe there wasn't the best
Even before
thought put into it because he didn't want to do the B plot, is the way I interpret that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before it got to Stewart for direction, it was already like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I get you. Okay. All right. Well, maybe it's just the writing was so bad there's no way to get around it.
What do we think of the A plot?
Okay.
Because I feel like it's
creepy.
For who?
For her.
And
who's the one that's creepy?
She is.
I think. Okay.
She's a creep.
Okay. I don't want.
Well, looking at modern times though, the thing that people tend to fall in love with, we're buying AI bots. So is it that inconsistent?
Yeah, like the Japanese men who buy
American men that do it.
Yeah. But I know it's really popular in Japanese culture, in Chinese culture as well too.
Was the episode just ahead of its time?
No, it's creepy.
But at least Data can interact with people.
Okay.
He has no emotion.
Was it you that sent the video about the Geordi episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that was a great analysis. See, that episode was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
This episode, I think, deals more with the human aspects of relationships, where, and this is a relationship trope that happens vastly. Women do this vastly more than men, where they will get into a relationship with somebody who they see as fixable or things that they don't like, and they feel like I can change this person.
I'm not biting on that one.
It happens. I can change them, or
You understand why I'm not biting on that
one?
Well,
I don't care.
I don't know what to do with that.
I know what you're saying.
I think
kidding.
even my wife has said, "I expect you to grow up," and I'm like, "That's not going to happen."
Yeah.
But
men get in relationships hoping their partners stay the same.
Yep.
And women get in relationships hoping their partner changes.
I think there is a little bit of at least from the male point of view. I think there's truth to that.
There is truth to that, and that's what you said. I thought you would. I thought you would.
I'm a male. I don't feel like that.
Fact check.
That's true.
But I think honestly,
she expected him to change. Like she
expected more out of him than he was able to do or wanted.
I don't think she ever expected him to change. I think she had an unrealistic expectation of what he was, and once she realized he wasn't going to be that and could never be that, then she bounced out.
There you go.
Right? Because she was rebounding from a crappy relationship where the guy was not attentive to her. And here's Data being attentive. Like, so she was blinded by that.
Yeah, the aspects of her past relationship that were left void.
Bled in. Yeah, exactly. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think she was necessarily trying to change him. I think it was her own blind spots that realized he can't,
maybe change is the wrong approach.
He's incapable. I think what creeps me out most about her falling in love with him or wanting to be with him is it would be very different if Data was capable of emotion.
I think it would. I mean, it would be a way different character.
But the way you look at him, like he's basically a computer program. That's all he is.
People fall in love with Vulcans.
Vulcans understand emotion, though.
Fair enough. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Understand emotion, and I thought about that in my head.
And they
too.
are emotional, but they just suppress it.
They just suppress it. Yeah, they can have, and the tinges of emotions will come through here and there. They understand it. They can relate to it. They can read emotion.
Data's clueless. He's absolutely clueless, right? So
Whoa, that was
Like I look at Data.
I don't know.
I look at Data the same way that I look at Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
I mean, Sheldon is capable of emotion and capable of understanding certain things, but he had to grow into that.
Okay, but Data can't grow into that.
He can understand. He doesn't. Understanding and
Can you? Okay, that's a great question. Can you truly understand love unless you've been in love? Can you truly understand anger unless you've been angry? Like,
yes,
I'm not asking that as rhetorical. Like,
no, I think you can. I think the fact that you can experience it takes you to that next level of like understanding. It's like,
but I like his key word there was truly understand it. When I think what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think it's semantics.
Yeah.
But can you truly understand unless you've been angry?
I can understand the dictionary version.
Like, can I
of it.
truly understand poverty unless I've been poor?
Povertized.
Yeah, I was going to do that. No, I don't think you can. Like when we were growing up, we didn't have much money, but we weren't poor.
Mm.
So can I truly understand what it is to be on the streets or to be like whatever it might be, your version of poor, your what you're thinking, as you're listening of poor is, can I truly understand it? Probably not.
Yeah, but
can I empathize with it? I mean, or sympathize, whatever.
But do you have an understanding of what poverty is?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an understanding of, what it means to be like in love? Like,
nope.
But there's always
just kidding.
But there's always something more.
He opened the door. I had to say it.
There's always more to understand.
Yeah,
but
there always is more.
I think going back to this, like, let's take this example of love. This is a really good one. I understand that love means I have a devotion to this person or whatever and all that. But it's one thing to understand the dictionary version of it. It's another thing to feel the emotion of love, where it changes the chemical reactions in your brain and changes how you think and react towards that person, how you feel towards that person, like the sensations you get when you touch them versus when you were apologizing to me holding my hand. That's a very different feeling than I get when someone else is holding my hand.
And there's different versions of love, too. Yeah. There are different versions of love.
But so, like, yeah, that's kind of my point. Like, all of our emotions, all of our feelings, everything that goes on in our brain is just electrical impulses, right? Firing. Data is capable of those electrical impulses. He is not capable of the actual sensations that accompany those electrical impulses. Capable of the act, though.
But does she not know this?
She knows this, but this goes back to the whole. This goes back to
my first point: is she has this expectation of like, okay, well, I know that he can't do this, but at some point, I think he's going to.
I don't think she does.
Could have been of curiosity.
No, I think to me, the way I look at this, again, this was an unfilled bucket of hers. And she's like, I didn't have that. And if I just had that, I'd be happy. And then when she had that, she goes, well, hold on. I'm not really happy with this bucket being filled. This isn't enough. And I know he can't give me more than this. Like, she even says that. I know you're not capable of this. She doesn't say, I know you're not capable of this. Go fix it or go do the work.
It's just a classic rebound.
She's Starfleet. Yes. She's Starfleet, so she wanted to explore the possibilities. And then the 5-year mission was over.
Yeah.
See what I did there? But
I think she heard that he was.
I think
he's well. What did he?
The gossip.
What is the phrase? He's
fully functional.
Fully functional.
Programmed in multiple techniques.
In multiple.
Listen,
and he's a learner.
The word around the decks is, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Upper decks. So I find this creepy. Holy crap. Leslie just sent a text message. Duluth underwear, 3-pack at Costco for $22.
At Costco?
Yes. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, I've never seen you two freak out faster.
Sorry.
Rob, text her.
Oh my gosh. Data cannot experience what I'm feeling right now. Data is incapable of feeling the way I feel
All right, we've
now.
lost Rob to a Costco run, and Nick,
I got the text too.
Oh my gosh!
Jeez.
It's
Listen,
happening!
everybody stay calm. Stay fucking calm.
Women and children first. Oh god,
That's my favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes from that. Everybody stay calm. Stay fucking calm.
he's like, he's trying to get the door open, throws the chair through the window.
He's like, oh my God, it's happening.
And then that's when where Stanley drops and has a heart attack, right? He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley, you're black. Obama is president.
Oh, The Office.
Oh, okay.
Leslie's going to need to get those because I think you need a change of underwear.
I just filled mine.
Oh my gosh.
You two boys.
Okay.
Didn't you just, you both just came from Duluth where you switched out your underwear?
Yeah.
Like you got both swapped each other's underwear.
Yeah. It's like a wife swap. Ooh, we're gonna call it panty swap.
God.
Junk swap.
Junk swap.
The swap meet.
Switch of draws.
Is that what they called it? A swap meet?
Yeah.
Swap. I like that.
Yeah.
MEAT.
Yes. Okay. Can we also talk about the creepy way she decided to get in a relationship with Data, where it's like it's Keiko and O'Brien just talking about socks, and all of a sudden she's like putting her. Oh, Data's
I know. I was
the
like,
same
what?
way. I'm like, girl.
I thought I missed the scene.
Girl, you gotta
So did
slow
I.
down.
Yep. She's just.
She is moving.
Yeah, I was like, wait, when did this happen? Like,
she is moving in quick.
And
now.
Data's like, get off me.
Well, and O'Brien and Keiko are just like, they don't even mind. They're like, whatever. But I love how O'Brien's like, yeah, I ain't touching those. You're going to take care of my laundry, woman. Stupid racist,
I like that
sexist
scene.
O'Brien.
I like that scene because I was like, what is this, 1950?
I know. It's racist, sexist O'Brien, the working man's people.
Laying the groundwork.
Yeah, it's exactly for what's going to happen in DS9 when he's calling people spoonheads. And
It's funny because I watched this episode where that groundwork is laid, and then the other day I watched Hard Time, where he was like, I've been through it all. I'm gonna end it.
Yep.
That scene still got me. I was like,
Yeah.
because I forgot that he pulled out, it was like a whole bank of phasers, and he like puts it to his. He didn't put it in his mouth. He put it like to his chin, and I was like, golly. I know it's just a phaser, but it's essentially a gun.
Yeah.
you know,
Pretty tough.
We're talking about in theory, right?
Yeah.
That would be in the top 10 episodes of DS9, though.
We should do it.
We're gonna do that.
You know what would not?
What? Oh,
Oh, no, it's in the top 10. I will fight you. I will fight you, and I will fight you.
What's
You
more?
guys will leave here bloodied.
we could do the worst episodes, and that'll be
The
our
Visitor.
Well, no, that'll be our honorable mention, though. Like we won't
Most
put it on there.
overrated episodes of
And
DS9.
We won't put it on there, and Rob thinks he'll make it out of it, and he's like, "They didn't do it," and we'll be like, "But hold on, we have an honorable mention list, and
Top
it's filled
10
with one. It's
is-
really 1A
I want to make this clear to you.
The top
I will
one.
kill you. I'm fully capable.
of killing."
Yes.
I know you are. That's what's scary about it.
We're gonna rate the top one episode of the most overrated.
I will throat punch you. I've always wanted to curb stomp somebody.
So,
Are you volunteering?
so a couple things about this episode. A couple more things about this episode. I have a question to ask you, but first, there's a couple of the quotes that I thought were really good. When Data's going around asking people for advice, and he goes to Worf, and like Worf's like, "Cleons do not pursue relationships; they conquer that which they desire." But then LaForge,
Romantic.
Why did he even ask Geordi anything?
LaForge is like, "This is complicated. My advice is ask someone else for advice."
Oh, Picard. When he asked Picard.
Oh, I'll come to you when I know, or something like
He's
that.
like, if you're asking me for the understanding of women, I'll come to you when I know.
I would be delighted to offer any advice I can on understanding women. When I have some, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's so good.
That was my thing. Was like, what is he asking Geordi for?
I know Geordi's the worst call. Riker.
My favorite was
Did he go to Riker?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he did,
Riker
that's
was
right.
like, he was like laid back.
He's all like-
his first thing was like, you should pursue this. And
didn't
then he
even
gave him like he gave him
We leaned into
like
it.
the
yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
But he was like leaned back in his chair. He's like, you should do this.
Yeah.
You should bang her.
He's like he hasn't
you-
even
absolutely.
he hasn't even put off the question yet, and he's like, "Do her,
Do it.
do her."
He just, you hear, open the doors open. He goes, you should do it.
He could do it.
Yep. It's in the air. Bang now, ask questions later.
Do you think they copulated in their relationship? They
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You think they did?
Yeah.
Data on her?
Yeah. They went the data down.
You think so? I don't know.
She
if
got the
they did.
data download.
I don't know if she did because she'd probably stay with him because he's fully functional in all
That's not-
techniques.
That's not what she's looking for.
She-
I
Nick.
know she's looking for
She's
an
looking
emotional
for more fulfillment,
attachment.
just not
She is.
that fulfillment.
She's looking to be fulfilled, not just filled.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Question though.
Mhm.
Going back to this, could you ever see yourself?
Yes.
We're living in 24. Yes.
I know.
We're living in 24th century. Could you date an android?
I think you have to at that
An
point. I
android
think it's an
woman
option.
without emotion.
Yeah.
I think that's.
What do you? Yeah.
You set him up for that.
What do you mean?
You suck.
Is this even a question?
Yeah. What do you? What?
We have that option now. Again.
No, we don't. Not to that extent. I know what you're like. We will at some point here in the near future,
Yeah.
but not yet.
They're already putting like flesh masks on robots and shit.
Yeah.
I know.
It's around the corner.
I've ordered mine. It's on back order.
This guy just This guy just ordered a robot and antiseptic spray. Why?
You
There's sex bots
what,
out
you,
there, man.
you don't think you would be able to?
In
in the 24th
if they're
century.
not emotional, if there's not like the ability to grasp complex emotions, then I don't think I could.
Stupid.
I know they have the ability to grasp other things, but not complex
Lord.
emotions. And when my robot calls me daddy, I want them to mean it.
No, they don't need to mean it.
You want Data to come in here and be like, "You're
Daddy."
not my mother."
Yeah, that's what I want.
And so just scream at you, "Honey, I'm home."
This thing malfunctioned. I need.
Oh man.
Okay. Anything else from In Theory?
I think we need to move on.
I will say that's a good episode to talk about just because we're getting to that point where AI is going to get to the point where you can enter. I know you said so many do, but it's not viewed as healthy right now. There's going to be a point where that can be considered a healthy alternative style of relationship, right? And what does that look like?
What year is that? Just asking for a friend. I need to save money.
I don't know.
All right, before we move on, Rob has the Minecraft movie.
Why
cast up on
Why?
it? Because
I didn't next to that screen.
Dan TDM is in Minecraft.
Where Dan? Very quickly, he's like, it's a cameo.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Who is that?
It's a YouTuber.
he's one of the first big Minecraft streamers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Stampy?
YouTube guy. Yeah.
So
The kids know him. The kids know him.
one of the things I will say real quick.
I think when I kids did, or Gavin said that.
Emma Myers plays one of the female leads. She's the sister of of Henry, Sebastian Eugene Hansen.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Myers looks like she's 16 years old in that movie.
But she was like 20 something.
And she's 23 IRL, but she looks way too young to be raising a child. It was just an interesting casting.
Well,
for that
I remember
purpose.
that because I looked it up too because I'm like, this girl looks like there's no way this would be legal.
And then I just realized where I recognize her from. She was in Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
She was the roommate in Wednesday. So fascinating. Okay. Anyways, moving on to the next episode.
It's time to get some redemption.
Redemption. Cleon's be fighting again. Civil War's happening. Gowron wants to be the chancellor. The Duras family comes with a baby boy, and he's like, I want to be chancellor. And Picard's like, no, we got to follow the law. And that leads to a almost Cleon civil war occurring between Gowron and the Duras family and the backers of them. Worf doesn't know what to do. He goes to Gowron and he says, I will help you if you give me back my family's honor. And Gowron's like, sure, I will do that, but I need you to serve with us so we can win this war. Worf resigns his command, leaves the Enterprise, joins the Cleons. At the very end, a Romulan woman comes out. She looks like Tasha Yar, and she's like, Picard, he's going to come back. At the end.
Thank you. That was very good.
Thank you.
I liked it.
You're welcome.
I hated it. Joe.
Hated it.
Hated it.
Sela comes out. What'd you think?
They haven't said her name yet.
Oh, sorry. Romulan chick comes out. What'd you think?
At the end?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm excited because I thought this was a great way. Once you learn more about it, I thought it was a fun way to bring back
Denise Crosby back.
Denise Crosby.
Denise.
I was like, I'm like, oh, she looks familiar. And then I saw the credits.
Oh, okay, so you didn't recognize her right out the gate, right out the shadows.
Too much
No.
makeup.
Too much makeup.
Yeah, I was like, I had the face like,
You're like she came out of the shadows and was in other episodes in the shadows. Has to be somebody.
Yeah.
I wonder, like,
I was like, when I remember, I don't remember much from being a kid, but I remember going, oh crap.
I wonder if Denise.
She wasn't dead.
I wonder if Denise regrets that decision to have left Star Trek and pursued other things, or if she's like a person who lives with no regrets and is like, you know what, I did what I did at that time. I thought it was best for me.
Did she decide to leave?
Yeah.
Or
She left on her own.
She was upset that her character wasn't getting stories,
and so she asked to be written out.
after one season?
and when nobody was
She
getting stories.
She was promised a lot more, I think, at the beginning, though. That's the thing.
I think you got to ride it out. I mean, did
Yeah, but-
anybody see season 1?
But I think the thing is, when she's a young 20-something actor, she would, part of it is I'm locked into a 7-year contract for a role I'm not doing anything in, or
She didn't know it wasn't 7 years.
It was 3 years. I think
3
at the
years
time.
at that point. Or should I be pursuing other things right now? I'm early in my career. Is this a right move to be stuck in a show where I'm typecast or not typecast, but I'm playing a generic
I
character?
say give it another season. Like after the
Season
first
2
season
wasn't much better.
I know, but after season 1, you could be like, man, this isn't meeting what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Let me just, if it doesn't get any better after season 2, I got to get out of here. I can't
Yeah.
fulfill the rest of this
hear you.
contract.
Yeah.
After season 1, I don't know. But
I mean, I'm sure there was more to it. I'm sure there was probably fighting behind scenes with producers or
yeah, like
that whole first 2 seasons, that there was a lot of
I
fighting
mean,
with producers.
we know blatant sexism existed right early in that, so
Yeah.
maybe she was dealing with that with Roddenberry and all them.
Roddenberry's assistant / lawyer was a big pain in the ass to everybody.
Yeah, so I mean, part of it could be like, this isn't healthy for me to be here right now, so I need to get out.
that could be.
But I do wonder if there's any regret from her on that, or if it's, it's like, what was.
Gene Roddenberry.
And also, does that necessarily change your career trajectory or not? Because some of the Star Trek actors and actresses, nothing more. I mean, I know Jonathan Frakes went on to have a really good directing and producing career, and then also he had some shows as well. But some of the other ones didn't really do too much after that. It didn't. I shouldn't say do too much. It didn't launch them into a higher stratosphere.
They didn't blow up.
Yes, they still had great careers, but they never blew up. So I wonder how she feels kind of about that. I don't know.
I think she's done pretty well for
I think
herself.
she's done extremely well for herself,
considering,
Goes on a free cruise every year. That's pretty cool.
but I mean, considering what little she has in Star Trek lore, like she's stretched it into a nice.
I think a lot of Star Trek actors get typecast into Star Trek. They're like, oh, that's a Star Trek person. Some people are able to break through, like Patrick Stewart. But for every Patrick Stewart, there's 6 others, I think, that don't do anything afterward or don't blow up.
Yeah. She had a show that lasted 13 episodes. It's called Key West in '93.
Okay, so that's a show she did after this then.
Yeah, and then she had a couple episodes here and there of other ones. She was in Ray Donovan for a little bit, so she's maintained a pretty active career up to that point. So
Just nothing like top tier.
right,
It's mostly one-off roles and
one-off roles. Yeah. The
that was
Flash.
Star
She
Trek.
was in The Flash as Dr. Rebecca Frost.
Oh, the 90 series?
Yeah, yeah, with John Wesley Shipp. So, well, anyways, let's go into this episode itself now. Let's stop talking about Denise Crosby's career.
political intrigue.
Yay, so much fun.
You didn't like it?
I don't like Klingon politics.
Dude, it was awesome, I thought.
I thought it was awesome.
I don't like Klingon
Like,
politics.
I didn't remember much about this episode going into it, other than I know they revealed Sela.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Worf goes with Gowron. But
Yeah,
sorts of details. I loved it, man. I was into it.
yeah.
It was very interesting.
I do appreciate how Picard has the respect of the Klingons.
Yeah.
Like, I know the Romulans are using him and Sela is using him to try to create some crap, but like the High Council respects his opinion and what he says goes, even though it like results in civil war. But I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you don't like Klingons.
I mean, I think
That's because they're.
You know, my problem with Klingons
Is their race?
My problem with Klingons is they're a warrior culture, right? There's no way they'd be able to get as advanced they are with as much infighting that they do. There's no way.
Don't you like Star Trek 6?
Mm-hmm.
Political intrigue.
They're a warrior culture, but they're also.
It was a small, like, it was like a few people working against the Empire. It wasn't
Civil War level.
Wasn't. Yeah.
But they're also like about honor and tradition and pride and like these.
And we're not seeing. I think that's what it is, though. We're led to believe the Klingon Empire is all about these things, and we're not seeing it. I think the point is right now. We're seeing the Klingon Empire was at the height of its power a while ago, and now they're on the downward trajectory. And Ezri speaks to that in DS9, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing them as America right now, is what we're seeing.
That's what I was raising my hand about.
Yeah, we're seeing them as the United States right
Go
now.
on.
What-
I was just watching it, kind of seeing how it echoes about how, I mean, in a lot of our current country and political states, and the Klingon Party could both represent the country, and it could also represent the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
Or what I would deal with.
We're
Some
about
people are
honor and tradition, and they're spitting in the face of all of that.
yeah, all the stuff we believe. No, we don't. We're secret.
Yeah.
I believe in the
Are
power.
we working with these secret people behind the scenes? I don't know.
I believe in the power of the Constitution. Oh wait, we're not going to use the Constitution when we're deporting people. You know.
No, but I believe in its power.
Yeah.
We're not going to use it.
We're not going to use it. Oh, we're going to use it when it's convenient for us.
Yeah.
But when it's not, we're going to say that
Second
was
Amendment.
judicial overreach. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. We're just going to turn to our buddies Sam Alito and Clarence Thomas. Ugh. Oh, sorry. No politics.
But there's when you're watching, you kind of go,
Yeah.
yeah. It kind of forces you to go,
Right.
But it's interesting because you can draw the parallels to current American politics.
Yeah.
But they couldn't have predicted this
No,
30 years
no
ago.
way.
Over 30 years ago. So
Ronald D. Moore's going like, nailed it.
Yeah. I don't know that he'd be puffing his chest out about it.
I know, right?
But I mean, how did this look as in compared to like 90s politics, 90s American politics?
Well, this is where the rise of the religious right is really taking hold, right? This is early 90s. This is Bill Clinton's presidency, where you have
No, I think it's a little before him.
George Bush.
George Bush Senior.
we're
Senior.
90 we're 92 now
No, I think we're still 91.
in this season. You're right. Okay, we're still in George Bush. Okay,
I usually
you're
am.
right.
Yeah, we're fresh off
All right.
the Gulf War.
We're fresh out of the Gulf War, but we're witnessing the rise of the religious right, which leads to the pushback with the election of Bill Clinton, too, right? I mean, that's a big part of it. I mean, inflation was also an issue that was caused by Reaganomics. Sorry, Rob, it's true.
Reagan's the man. There's a picture of him during this episode. He was on set.
Ronald D. Moore?
No,
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan of Star Trek?
He was on set for this episode.
Yeah.
No way.
That's weird.
Why?
Let's see if I can find it.
That's weird. That's weird.
Why would Reagan be? Oh yeah.
Well, there he is.
He has
Ronald
a comment about the Klingons saying that how they remind me of Congress.
I mean,
it's what we're saying. Can we get Reagan on the show?
what's he doing these days?
Bring him back.
What's he
Hey,
doing?
we cloned whatever it was last week,
We cloned direwolves, sir.
so let's clone a Reagan.
Name
Which president?
Khaleesi.
Which president would you clone and bring back first?
Can we talk about the episode and then do that afterwards?
Honest Abe, baby. Bring back Honest Abe.
Just to see how tall he was. Like for
Oh my
real.
God, yeah, for real. I want to know how tall he is.
Yeah.
It's a nude. Rob's showing us a nude.
Yeah, I do tasteless nudes. Subscribe to Patreon if you want them.
I'd bring back Honest Abe. Okay, here's my top three.
George Washington.
Honest Abe, George Washington, and FDR.
Ooh, FDR.
There's my three. And I'd make them the super president. Like instead of having one president, we'd have the triumphant 3, and they'd rule together. And
rule?
Yes,
we already have that going.
I mean, they'd be the president together. They'd be the presidents, the dead presidents.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
I would bring back Kennedy because he didn't even serve one term, so you could still reelect. You could still elect him again.
Oh, see, that's a good point. But George Washington did 2 terms.
He did 2.
He did. Abraham Lincoln had a term and a half.
He was elected.
He was termed.
He was elected. Yeah.
So
yeah, he was.
And FDR
Franklin did 4 terms, technically 3.5. He died.
The
right
goat.
After. Yeah. He just kept getting elected. Wartime president, baby. That's what happens. Scary, right?
We're at war with we're in a trade war.
Yeah,
we're in a trade war.
Exactly.
So
there's going to be an excuse.
So Klingons.
Okay. When you put it like that, I hear you and I see you. And if I look at this episode from the idea of we're witnessing the downfall of the Klingon Empire, I can take it. It's just hard for me to believe an empire was able to be stable for so long when crap like this happens. But the implication is crap like this wasn't always happening. It's becoming more and more corrupt, especially because they're spending so much money on defense, very similar to like was the deal with Star Trek 6. Like they're spending all this money defending their borders, doing all this, and none of it's going into like raising up the empire. And so I can get that. I can get behind that.
And that's another reason why ultimately the Klingon Empire had, even from Star Trek 6, from like when they were the big enemies in the original series to now, that like they're not top tier. They're not Starfleet. They're not the Romulans. They're below all, like as far as technology and advancement and conquering. They've stepped down, and it could be to your point about their political practices, for lack of a better word.
I'm reading a quote off of Memory Alpha.
Yeah.
That Rob has up here, and it just made me rethink about the episode and why I liked it, and because it says Gene Roddenberry initially objected the premise. Ronald D. Moore recalled that, quote, "It was the first time we ever did a war story, even though it was with the Klingons. Gene wasn't a big fan of going in that direction, nor of placing such a big emphasis on Worf. Gene did not feel that Worf was a primary character. The show was about Picard, and we had to fight a bit to get there."
Can I just say something very maybe not controversial? What did he do beyond create the original Star Trek?
Got in the way.
He got in the way.
I think a lot of his the ideals were good, but I think at that point, step away, dude. Let the writers take it.
Listen, I think to me, Next Generation is getting better because we're getting more of the other characters. It's not just Picard.
It was always supposed to be an ensemble. There's 7 people in the lead cast.
I like the fact that I'm very involved and very intrigued by Klingon politics, the interworkings of the Empire, how Worf fits and doesn't fit, and to me that's intriguing.
Right.
Probably more so than anything that Picard has going on right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now, there's not much.
They
minus the
Borg
thing.
That was intriguing. And
that was a good story for him.
But again, and they've touched on, like, in certain episodes, they've touched on like the fact that Picard had been taken over by the Borg. Like they've mentioned, like other characters have mentioned it.
Admiral Setai was talking shit to him.
Yeah.
Have you fully recovered from your Borg incident?
Like and that stuff to me is intriguing, but
back off, lady.
Like the fact that Roddenberry didn't think that Worf was a primary character is stupid.
Yeah, I agree. It's short-sighted.
Yeah.
Because he's the Klingon that's on the show.
Yeah.
And
you have other other humans.
You put him there.
And it's the first Klingon that has been like in Starfleet. So to make him a bit character would be insulting to,
especially when Ron Moore brings this kind of a storyline.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but like Roddenberry, like, shut up. Like,
I get he's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of like Star Trek.
I mean, obviously, because he created it, right?
But beyond that, once you get past the original series, like, and some of the movies, like,
who was the original drummer for the Beatles? Is that Seeger? Pete's?
It was a Pete Best.
Not Pete Best. Was it Pete Best?
Pete Best, yeah.
Okay, so it'd be like the Pete Best going to the Beatles in like the mid to late 60s being like, you guys, you just got to change your sound up. It's not great. You got to do better about that.
They're like, we're
done it
recording
sooner.
Abbey Road.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not a good song for you. Hey Jude, you should call it Hey George.
Hey, stop.
Yeah. But like, and that's kind of
Yeah,
the way,
hey,
like
stop.
someone who's created something and then you no longer have the creative. I mean, he's still involved as like a
Pete
producer.
Best drummed on like 3
but you
songs.
don't have the full creative control. So like, kind of shut up and take a back seat and let them.
And realize that they're cooking. And that's the thing is if it was maybe season 1 or 2 were struggling and you wanted to put your own thing in there.
Let him cook.
But this show started to cook
Okay, Jeff.
last
Yeah.
season, and now this season, obviously they're doing something.
They're
right,
really getting some momentum going
and they're
now.
still following a lot of your ideals as far as no inner conflict with
The
humans.
cast, yeah.
And the Federation's still kind of the creme de la creme, the utopia that you want it to be.
Yeah.
Let these guys do what they're doing, man.
Yeah. It's
Recognize that they're talented and they're trying to go within your vision, but also expand.
I'm curious, folks. What do you think? Is it a hot take to say that Roddenberry needs to shut up, or is it his baby?
Well, he's
and
dead now.
I think he
so-
shut up a while ago.
I mean, I know, but like
shortly after
in
this.
the perspective of this era, is it okay to say like back off, or does he have a right to put down his foot and say these things? And should
How
they listen to
involved
him?
was he in the production of Next Gen at this point?
I think he was.
He's near the end of his
Name
life,
only.
isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, because
So then, what does he have like? Because Moore says we had to fight a bit to get like who is it? Why are they fighting with Gene Roddenberry at this point?
I think because he's still the head, and
I'd be like,
and,
knock it
and by
off, like-
fight, maybe it was just like Rick Berman was also kind of like his
Yeah.
lapdog. Again, I don't mean it so harsh, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Brent Spiner and Ronald D. Moore recalled that during Ronald Reagan's visit, the ailing Gene Roddenberry dropped his cane,
So he wasn't doing too well.
and former President Reagan had to bend down to pick it up. Do you think someone? You think Ronald? Do you think? Hear me out. Do you think Ronald D. Moore kicked the cane out from underneath him because of the objection to the episode? And then he's like,
We're gonna have to ask him.
Yeah.
and then Ron was like, "Oh, looks like you dropped your cane there, Gene. Someone
No.
should get that for you."
No, Reagan, leave it there.
Give him a little shove. All right. So things about this episode that I did like.
That's purely speculation.
Things about this episode I did enjoy. I liked all of Picard and Worf's interactions. I especially love Picard kind of going to Worf and saying, "Do you realize what this means?" and blah blah blah, and talking back and forth with him, but then respecting his decision and not pushing back, and then giving him the honor guard at the end as he
Yeah,
leaves.
I like the honor guard.
So I liked all that too, but so at the beginning of the episode, Picard is like, "Hey, you should fix this wrong," and then halfway through the episode, what's he expect Worf to do? Not to use the Federation records. He's like, "Fix it." No, don't touch this.
I get he's asking him to fix it on personal terms, not using.
Well, he would have to fix it on personal terms by using.
No, I get this, man. I totally get this.
I get it. I
Like,
do get it, but
from the professional background and like.
I understand it, but to have the first scene of the episode fix this, we need you to go there and right this wrong. How is he going to right the wrong without the information to right the wrong?
But I think this is the point of the conflict in the first place. There's no way to do this as being a Starfleet officer and a Cleon right here.
Yeah.
He has to make a choice in this moment.
Yeah.
I think that's almost an integral part of this episode. He's like, but I need this information. And Picard's like, dude, you use this information. You put us in the middle of this possible civil war. We can't have that. So he has to later make a choice. Okay, who am I going to risk the lives of my crewmates and all these people, or am I going to go off on my own? And yeah, so
What do you make of his decision?
I mean,
Worf's decision.
it makes. I mean, he's getting his family's honor back, right? That's so important to Worf. Like, honor is so important to Worf. He's the one who killed Duras in the first place. Like, this is not just. Well, and this is not just even about the future of the Empire. This is like, I've had a hand in creating this. Now I need to finish cleaning it up.
Yeah.
If he doesn't kill Duras, what happens? Is there ever a civil war? I mean, the Cleon Empire is obviously worse off, I think, but Or maybe not. Sometimes it's sad to say, sometimes having one strong authoritative voice, especially in like a Klingon Empire, makes more sense than having a bunch of squabbling
I was going to
voices.
ask you, so you're talking about how the Klingon Empire would never survive. What if it had someone like Worf at the head of it? That's someone that had the logics, the
They
honor.
would never have Worf at this point.
Well, yeah, at this point. But what if like Bartok comes around? Do you think the same philosophy with the Klingon culture would survive?
I mean,
Because
we
he's
see-
honor, but he still
yeah.
believes in, to take over a ship, you might have to kill the captain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Win some, you lose some.
It's an
And you about to
interesting
lose.
it's an interesting conversation to have about that. Like, what does the Klingon Empire look like if someone like Worf is in charge? I don't think it looks drastically different. Like, I think it still stays the same, but I think he calls out the crap within the High Council, and the High Council becomes a rotating thing because once the system is so broken for so long, it's going to take a while to weed out the garbage.
So you're saying there should be term limits in the High Council?
Yeah, right. Or people should be impeached when they do impeachable offenses.
I just think term limits are a good thing.
Unlimited time.
Unlimited power.
One other thing, real quick, just technically, there's a scene where the Enterprise and the Klingon ship is right side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Models look so much better than CGI.
They did look.
Oh my gosh, it looks so much better.
Because it looks like you can touch them. There's not the uncanny
there's-
valley there.
There's the 3D like full effect, and
Mm-hmm.
just like looking at current Trek, and some of the, I mean, they do great jobs, and
They do.
current, but man, nothing looks as good as a model.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Also, production note: this is episode 100 of TNG.
Yeah,
Oh, see, it says 199 or 99 here. 99 of 176 produced. Redemption.
wrong. It's 100. They had a big party on here.
I'm looking on Memory Alpha. Go to the top of Memory Alpha just for kicks. I mean, I wonder why they put it the way they do, unless the first episode was episode 0. 99 of 176 produced. 99.
Unless they counted and counted Farpoint on here as one episode. I think that's what it is.
That's what it is. They consider Encounter at Farpoint one
And it's
episode.
actually
two,
two.
but
Oh,
it's
okay.
2. Yeah, so it's technically 100 and 99 both at the same time.
Yep.
Kind of how our episodes are labeled.
Yeah, exactly. There's no rhyme or reason.
Nope.
Is this episode 226 or 266? We don't really know.
So you're watching this for the first time, and kind of in a way, I don't remember a lot of this. But when Picard pulls away, he's like, "All right, Worf's over there." I mean, the change in, like, I'm watching this the entire time, and Gowron, their known allies, asking for help, and the Federation's like, "No, but if it's your ally, you would help them out, but because it's an internal conflict, they can't."
Yeah,
Is that the line in the sand?
I think so.
Because the Klingons during the Dominion War helps out the Federation, and that's not internal though. But
No,
they
they're not
don't,
an internal conflict.
and they don't
there.
have the same philosophies as the Federation does. So was that the line in the sand? Was it just because it's an internal conflict? Like
I
if,
would yeah.
if Cardassian was raiding the Klingon Empire and Gowron's like, "Hey, bro, need some help," would they help then?
Didn't they? Isn't that kind of similar to towards the end of DS9, where, although it's a little different because the Cardassians were on the other side of the war, but they had Garrick, who you have an in to Cardassia. I don't know. It just, yeah. I think the internal conflict is the part where you take pause.
Yeah.
Because
What do you think about Picard?
it isn't because they are an ally, but if they're in the middle of a civil war, your involvement could be seen as.
But my question of the Civil War part, I'm just questioning. That's still the legitimate leader recognized by law.
Yeah.
Are you like?
But look, I think the real issue is, what if you pick the wrong side? And now after the Civil War ends, you have an enemy, right?
Yeah, you
I think that's
You have
a
an
big
enemy
part of it.
regardless in this scenario, and you know it.
You have an enemy right now, but they're too busy fighting themselves.
I don't know
They
that you have an enemy. You don't
Well,
really have
'cause-
an enemy, but
well,
it's
you
The
know
Duras
more-
sisters.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Duras is in bed with the Romulans
yeah.
I wonder if they'll come back into play in any movies in the future,
or DS9.
or DS9. Yeah.
Were you happy to see Lursa and Vitor? Were you happy to see Lursa and Vitor?
Yeah.
Lursa looking good.
I thought Bator looked good.
Is Bator the good looking one?
Bator, the one that's like, can I heat your coffee or your kind of warm up your tea or whatever she said?
It's Earl Grey.
Yeah. I'm like, man.
I don't know. The one with the cutout. That's the one.
That's
Sign me
Bator.
up.
Listen.
Okay, then I'm in.
Listen, everybody wants to have sisters, right?
I don't think the Klingons would be into it because Bator is just like, we want you to be our friend, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought for this,
now we're talking.
This is their first appearance. I thought they were really good. Like I forgot how good they were in this episode.
They are good. They are good. That, which is why they keep bringing them back, right?
Yeah.
I think the Klingons are really good right now.
Yeah. They've really executed this well, and the whole, and they built this up, which on accident I learned while doing a little bit of research for this episode.
The Dura sisters?
No, the Klingon War.
Okay.
So it was originally, this was supposed to ideally envision as the end of season 3 instead of Best of Both Worlds.
Okay.
So when Best of Both Worlds came up because of Patrick Stewart's situation or the concept, I'm not sure which, chicken or the egg. They moved this later to season 4, but so that allowed them to let it breathe.
Yeah.
To plant the little seeds that they already did.
Yeah.
And added value to this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why you got Sela. Maybe a lot of this other stuff developed because of Best of Both Worlds, making that even a better episode.
And this is the interesting argument for longer seasons in some shape or form, because some ideas happen organically throughout the course of writing something. When you have a short 10-episode season, you have a tight story arc you always need to stick with. You're like, we don't have time to
everything is like
pull out this thread a little
calculated
bit.
and
there's something to that, right?
Yeah. Like you go like, hey, this is a good idea. Let's alter course.
And I'm even noticing that now. Like I'm going back. Daredevil Born Again just finished its first season, which was 9 episodes. Right. I'm rewatching the first couple seasons with my son now, and we're in season 1, and there's 13 episodes per season. And just between 13 and 9, there's a huge difference in what you can do and what you can say, and like the threads you can pull out, the character development that's possible. Like, it blows my mind. So to have 25, 26 episodes, I mean, I think there's a happy medium between 9 and
22.
I was going to say
18.
like 20.
23.
18 to 20, I think, would be
18 would be a sweet spot.
Yeah, 18 to 20 for a season, I think would be
short to me.
Well, does it seem as short as 9?
No.
Right.
By math standards, that's double.
Yeah.
9 episodes.
Good job.
You like that?
I did. Very
Look at
impressive.
you mathing.
I know. Now that you've gotten to see Gowron in his infant stages again, what about his story arc from here to DS9?
I know. Here he's like this honorable guy that you want to fight for, and by DS9 he's like a dirtbag, right?
Yeah, he gets so
he
gets so involved in his
a lot of shit happens between now and DS9.
Yeah, his worries or I don't even know how to articulate it just now, but his reversal in his thought process by the time DS9 comes around.
Yeah.
Well, this speaks to the rot in the Klingon Empire, right? Like it gets everyone, and that's why someone like Worf in charge would be good, because he's kind of an incorruptible figure.
Right.
And as you're weeding out this stuff, it's going to take a long time to change Klingon culture.
Maybe if Gowron had term limits.
It kind of speaks to the idea of like in our current government now, people go in with the right intentions, and by the time they work their way up into power, those good intentions are gone because they've been
You'd have to be
out of them.
I think you have to be a very special
They've been
individual to get through all that. I think it's the same way thinking about you in the church. I think to get to the point where you might.
I'm Geordie now.
Man, that's a sweet visor you got going.
Thank you.
To elevate and police and all that other stuff, to stick through the system, it takes a special individual to get through it unscathed.
And you're special, Nick.
I mean, different kind of special.
I've killed people to get where I'm at.
With kindness.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Hey, he killed him, though.
Killed him.
They did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was so kind they died.
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stabby, stabby. So I will say this. We had some good conversation about Star Trek today.
We did.
Really good
I mean,
conversation.
despite you yelling at us earlier, but yeah.
I mean, you deserved it. All right, I'm not going to read for ratings purposes. I'm just going to call this Redemption, not Redemption Part 1.
It's fine. That's
Okay.
hey, listen.
That's how it was
whatever
titled.
is said on the title card.
All right, so let's go to reviewing these episodes. Let's start with In Theory.
I'm gonna give it a 6.9.
Oh my gosh, they are at Duluth. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I'm going
Or
to
they are at Costco.
I'm going to Costco.
Are those the buck naked ones?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to Costco like
That's
right after
a
this.
good price.
Yeah.
$8 a pair, baby. They're $20-something a
Breaking
pair. in
news.
store.
Yeah.
All right. I spent $300 at Duluth on that Saturday.
I thought you said the underwear was $7 a pair.
They didn't have many of those.
They didn't have many of those.
I would have grabbed you one.
But I had to get a new pair of jeans. I got a new shirt. Eli picked out some sweatpants, and it
Yeah, but it's an event.
It got out of control. I sent my wife a message. I'm like, I spent way too much money, and she texted me back. She's like, I should have sent an adult with you.
There was a taco truck.
See,
there was a taco truck, baby.
Oh, nice. See,
You missed
listen,
it.
at least she took responsibility. Not you, her.
Yeah.
She took
She
responsibility
did.
for
She
not
kn-
sending
she knew it was-
supervision with you.
Yeah, it was clearly her fault. It wasn't my fault. All right.
Listen, I spent way too much money. How dare you send me with them?
How dare you? This is your fault. In theory,
What are you,
would
Geordie
what
LaForge?
What would you give it? Yeah, exactly. Are you gonna like gaslight? In theory, rating. I'm going 7 on this episode.
Ooh, that's high.
I thought it was a good episode. Just it's the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5.5. See, we're varied. That might be one of the most varied
We've had it in a long time.
Yeah.
See, I enjoyed the conversation, but I didn't really care for the episode. Not gonna lie.
I think that's. But
yeah,
like to
that's
me,
kind of
this
why I got the 5.5.
I probably would have been
and the B plot stunk.
I might have been in a 2.5 if it wasn't for what we talked about.
I like it because it's just such a high concept episode about like what is a relationship even defined by? Is it defined by meeting each other's wants and needs, like your measurable wants and needs, or is it the immeasurable qualities that are really the most important, or is it somewhere in between? Here we find the answer is, well, we don't really.
For some
know,
women,
but-
it's certainly the measurable items.
For some it is. Okay. 7, 4, and 5.5. Redemption.
Okay. Redemption was very good.
I really enjoyed it.
Very good conversation. I see. This is hard because I know there's a second part to this. I know there's a second part to this episode, or there's a follow. Maybe there's not a second part
Because they're not filmed at the same time. It's not like your traditional.
It doesn't feel. I feel like it's a continuation with the storyline, but not a true 2-part episode where they're both together. They're meant to be one episode.
Yeah,
these are truly meant to be continued, 2 separate episodes. I feel.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen the other one, but it just feels
You
like
have to wait the summer to see the next one.
I know I won't be here for the next 8 weeks.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I know. Right now, I have my 2 ratings that I'm going between right now. I'm trying to figure out-
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah,
you're a monster. What do you?
I'm still debating mine too.
Oh my gosh, I can see what you're debating.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
it was very good.
Nick, it's a 9, man.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. I wasn't quite ready to go there, but
734-494-0980. Again, tell Nick how wrong he is.
if you rate this anything under 7, oh god, yeah. What's your rating?
5.5.
God damn,
You're kidding me.
That's a
You're
joke.
kidding
That's
me.
a joke.
I'm not kidding you. I
No.
did not
How?
I found In Theory a better episode.
That.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The B plot was terrible.
You're terrible.
I understand that, but I wouldn't rate myself, and I wouldn't. What are you talking?
I'm giving myself a 9 too.
Big fracking deal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
5.5. Are you being?
That's
Yeah.
not a
Are
serious.
you being like
No.
difficult?
No. This is not something that surprises you. It shouldn't surprise you. You saw how I felt about the DS9 Cleon episodes.
Those are
This
also
is
good.
different. This is
I
different
don't
though. This
care.
is completely different.
Because it's worse than those.
Oh my God, you're an idiot.
Yeah. It is a 5.5.
No, it's not.
It is-
Like that's.
It is a slightly above average episode. Slightly.
No, it's. First of all, the actual episode itself was very good.
Oh yeah.
But then, the episode has actual ramifications.
So did the last one.
No, it
No,
didn't.
it didn't. It has some ramming.
David can't find love with a human. That's the ramification.
Who cares? Nobody's. Is that character? Is that lady ever going to be back on an episode?
No,
she gone. Like it doesn't matter.
She gone.
Yeah,
she gone.
She literally never appears again.
Yeah,
Data killed her.
I know.
Put her in the airlock.
I love how the whole episode is like centered around these two people
who are always working together.
They're all and then she's in for one episode and she's gone.
And she's gone.
So Data is the second officer on the ship, so he had her transferred.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
You need to transfer this bitch. She's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She dumped me.
I'm about to have you transferred from this podcast for that.
5.5.
That might be the worst. That might be your worst rating of all time.
I don't know. I like the boxing episode.
I don't know.
Go back. What did you rate the boxing episode?
He did have Ron Howard as best director of all time.
I understand.
No, I took that back. I took it back. You can't.
It's on.
You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, it's on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Let me go to the BSG
something.
ratings. The boxing one was probably in season 3, I think. What was that one called?
Season Death.
Unfinished Business. I gave that one a 4.
No, this is still worse.
Rob gave it a 2. You gave it a 3.
God.
Yeah.
What is the like the general consensus of everybody on this episode? 8.4 out of 10
right.
IMDb rating.
Go back one episode to see. Top left, you have the
over 3,700.
7.1.
7.1.
Okay.
Which I think we were all over the map on that one. That's fair.
Okay.
But over 3,700 ratings on IMDb.
3,700
average 8.4, and you give this a 5.5.
Yeah, I didn't.
Can you click on the IMDb ratings? I want to see. Does it give you a breakdown of like?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we're gonna call it 5.
1.7% of that population.
Hold on, 1.7 points. So that's 2.7, 3, 4.5% out of everybody. 4.5% of people thought it was a 5 or lower.
Mm-hmm.
Are those the people you want to be associated with?
Yeah, I do.
That's scumbag behavior.
Their IQ level.
Yes,
I'm comfortable with that crowd. I'm comfortable with those people. Give me a little breakdown. You can click on United States and UK. Let's go to a smart country. Go to Canada. We'll see what their ratings are.
Yeah, it's worse for you.
1.8%. Okay. Netherlands. Okay. No one in the Netherlands.
No one in the
what
Netherlands
about the UK?
rated it under 6.
What about the UK? Okay, 1.7%. Okay.
It gets worse for the US.
Okay, so the
Nick.
US. Okay. All right. Well, I'm okay with it. I'm still okay with my answer, and
you should be publicly shamed. 734-494-0980. Please tell Nick how absolutely embarrassing a 5.5 rating is.
9. Okay, just to sum up our season averages, though.
Go ahead,
Joe. You finished season 4 at 6.6.
I was trying to get to 6. What if I put a 9.5? Would it give me to 6.9?
Let me see. No, that just gets you to a 6.63.
Never mind.
You said 8.5, right? Originally?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. So 6.60. Rob, you are at a 6.37 for season 4, and I am at a 6.29 for season 4.
I like Star Trek more than you guys.
Yeah. I mean, the last couple seasons, actually, you've been rating them higher than us.
And you know how I do that? I also manage to shit on this show all the time.
Every season but the first season, you've rated them all higher. I was the highest of season 1.
I tell everybody who will listen to me that this show is a bum ass show.
It sucks. 9.
Yeah, right.
I like to play to everybody. I like to placate everybody.
10.
Season 5 is coming, so let's see what.
What's the first? Is it Redemption Part 2?
Part 2, and then Darmok is after that.
And we'll see what happens. See if it's gonna.
Nick's gonna give it a 6. I mean, that's my guess.
No, he's gonna give it a 4.
Watch me give it a 10.
I'll cut you. I will cut you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to cut me? Call 734-494.
Are we doing a Patreon?
Cut me, Nick.
You're missing an opportunity to listen to us on Patreon. $2 a month. You get more nonsense, more of Nick's great takes.
Oh God.
Some videos. I've really got to jump on the one that I got to work on. I've been behind on everything lately.
All right, everyone. This was Nick.
This currently is Rob.
This is Joe.
Thanks for keeping up with us.
5.5.